pianoplayer.com.
Hi, welcome back to another free piano lesson by pianoplayer.com. This is David here, and today we're going to talk about chord substitutions. Until today, we talked about the three main chords, the three main chord functions in the major chord. We talked about the tonic, the release chord, the beginning chord and the ending chord. We talked about the subdominant, which creates a sustain towards the dominant, which is the most tensed chord in a major scale. So we talked about the first, the fourth and the fifth degrees in the major scale. Today we're going to deal with the other scale degrees, the second, the third, the sixth and the seventh, and I'm going to show you that these chord degrees, these new chord degrees, could be replaced with the three main functions, so you can play a second degree instead of the fourth degree, for example. We're going to understand why it is so, and by realizing how it is made, we can create different and new chord progressions that will allow us to play each and every chord by ear, and also to even create and compose songs with these new chord functions. Okay, so let's get to work. So here's a little reminder about what we did in the previous piano lessons. If you're not familiar with what I'm doing now, just check out the previous piano lessons. So we have a C major scale, and upon this scale we took all the chord degrees starting from the first degree to the second and so on. So C major was the first degree, D minor the second, E minor the third, and so on. Then we start speaking about the functions of the three main chord degrees in C major scale. The first one was the tonic, which is the relaxing point, the first chord and the last of most of the songs will ever play, okay, because it is where everything goes to and where everything starting from. This is the tonic, the relaxing point. The next chord was the fifth degree. I'm playing it now in the first inversion, but I can play it also in the root position. And this was the dominant, okay? Why? Because it includes the leading tone, the seventh note of the piano scale, which is the most tense note leading by a semitone to the tonic, okay? And therefore, this is the dominant. And we added to the dominant the seventh note to even increase the tension towards the dominant. Alright? So this is the most tense chord. And the fourth chord, the fourth degree, F, so this was a sort of a sustain, okay? Just waiting a moment before you go to the fifth degree, which is the dominant, leading to the tonic. So maybe we can say that the basic chord progression we imagined was playing the tonic, relaxing, moving to the dominant, which is the sustain chord, that will lead us to the dominant, which is so tense that you have to go back to the tonic. Until now, we only made a review of what we did in the previous piano lessons. Okay, so what does the other chord functions, the other chord degrees, the other scale degrees have to say? What do they add to the scale? Okay, let's talk about the supertonic. The supertonic, in our case, it's D minor, right? But you can take every other scale. So if you take a G major scale, the supertonic would be A minor, the second degree in the scale. But we are going to focus on a C major scale in our case. So the second degree of C major is D minor. Okay, let's have a look. This chord has two shared notes with F, right? F has F and A, and D minor also has F and A. Okay, so now what I'm going to try to say is that the other chord degrees in the scale are actually replacements of the three main functions. So there must be a sort of tonic, subdominant, or dominant. And if D minor has two shared notes with F major, then we can maybe say that we can replace the F chord with a D minor chord. So instead of playing 4, 5, 1, okay, so subdominant, dominant, and tonic, we can play subdominant, which is this time the second degree, going to the fifth, going to the first. sounds almost the same, only with one different note. So listen to it. Alright, sounds almost like, almost no difference. So basically what I'm trying to say is that in pop music, the fourth, fifth one is often replaced with 2, 5, 1. Okay? I can play the 5 with a 7th or without, depends on what I'm looking for. So another chord progression we can create, for example, would be going from the first degree to the fourth, switching to the second, the fifth, and the first. Again, first degree is moving to the fourth. This is F major in the second inversion. Then I'm moving to D minor in the root position, which is also a subdominant, which will take us to the fifth degree, and then to C major. Okay, that's about the second degree. Now let's move to the sixth degree. Okay. Now if you watch the other piano lessons, you should already know by now that C major is having a parallel minor key that has the same note of the C major scale, only starting from a different point. So if you take a C major and you start from the sixth degree, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you get A minor, natural minor. What I mean by that is that A minor has the same note as C major, only starting from the sixth degree, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you can also say that A minor that shares two common notes, C and E, with C major, could be treated as a minor tonic, okay? So it's also a tonic, it's also a very relaxing point, only as a minor reference. So an interesting chord progression could be going from the first degree to the sixth degree, which is still considered to be as tonic, right? Because it's just the parallel minor. Then I'm going to the subdominant F, to the dominant, the fifth degree, and back. Okay? So tonic, minor tonic, A minor, subdominant, fifth degree, and back. Now let's expand this chord progression one step further. So I'm starting with the tonic, going to the minor tonic, going to the subdominant. Remember the D minor is also considered to be a subdominant, so now I'm going to subdominant, but this time the second degree, the fifth and first. Again, so tonic, minor tonic, subdominant, second, fifth and one, because the F and the D minor are almost the same. So you can play it like this, right? C, 2, 3, 4, minor tonic, 3, 4, down, 2, 3, subdominant, second is replaced to fifth and 1. Okay, so I'm going to quit this piano tutorial in here, but if you want to watch and learn about the other scale degrees, so all you have to do is click on the link on the right or below and go to the chord substitutions page in pianoplay.com, where you will see the full piano lesson with really well written explanations and some examples. So I hope to see you over there. Okay, bye guys.
pianoplay@com